Hello, we're back with another team builder for the NCSPL season 13. This is week 2 against Phantos. Had a narrow loss last week against Dial, lost 1-0 to his legless crew, but it was a fun battle and hopefully going to get back on track this week. I thought I'd talk a bit more in detail about my team. So it's a fully Gen 5 team. I've got it up on the screen here, Unova United. And I've got Taunty, Excadrill, Hydreigon, Hisuian Zoroark, which is a bit of a cheat, but I'm using it. Amoonguss, Alamomola, Gigalith, Emboar, Mega Ordino, Cryogonal, Electros, and Duosion. So I'm pretty happy with my team. I like that I've got quadruple regenerator option with Amoonguss, Aloe, Taunty, and then Ordino before it Mega Evolves. It's basically just an itemless Ordino when I want it to be, which isn't too bad. It can't be knocked off or anything. I've got a good. I like the synergy of having like a strong flying special attacker in Taunty with a strong physical ground user in Excadrill, because I've got that pocket sand option with Gigalith, which is nice. I thought I really wanted to have that in my team this season because there's not many generations where you can use weather. So I like that aspect of my team. Obviously, Excadrill needs the sand to be a really quick ground type user, but it also has its own utility with like Mold Breaker, and you can make surprisingly bulky sets as well. So I like that. Hydreigon and Zoroark, both fairly similar, but I feel like they're good enough to bring at the same time as well. They can both be Scarf or Specs. Hydreigon's just a good draft mon because it can be like Nasty Plot or Dragon Dance as well. My opponent doesn't really know what it's going to be, so I can always use that element of surprise, which is always helpful. Same with Zoroark. It can be like Swords Dance physical, like I tried to bring last week, or just like Specs or Scarf, or Nasty Plot as well. And obviously, it looks, if I can use the right mind games, disguise it as the right Pokemon, that's always helpful in draft as well. Got my core, Amoonguss, Alamomola, both very strong. I think Aloe is very undervalued in our league, only 9 points. When it's in OU, it can be a bit passive, but in draft, usually you can probably just do like max defense, max attack, or something like that, and EV what you need to like break through subs or whatever. Gigalith needed for sand, which is pretty good. I like it as a draft Pokemon because it's pretty easy to EV to just sit in front of something and like take a hit and then kill a sweeper back, that kind of thing. Emboar because Chandelure got stolen from me by Dial and then he beat me, so we're on very bad terms at the moment. And I needed a fire type. The others are all pretty expensive in Gen 5. Didn't really fancy Darmanitan. Emboar did alright last week, got a kill. Feel like it could be used with AV sets. It also is like very strong for 4 points with Reckless and Flare Blitz, with coming off 123 base attack. So definitely going to have a use for it more this season. Mega Ordino, any other fairy type apart from Whimsicott, gives me wish support, gets good coverage because it's a normal type from like the DS games, so it gets like Bolt Beam, fairy moves, normal moves, it gets knock. So again, I think it's a slightly undervalued mon. Just died immediately to Fickle Beam before I could Mega Evolve it last week, but I'm hoping to show its worth throughout the season. Cryogonal, another one, I think is slightly undervalued. So Levitate is a nice ability. It gets Spin, it gets Defog, it gets Knock, really surprisingly, which I don't know what it's knocking things off with, but it gets knock off, so I'm not complaining. Freeze Dry is obviously good, especially in draft where most teams you're probably going to have one or two Pokemon that resist freeze dry, and then reliable recovery. Gets Haze as well. I like that. Electros is really good in draft as well. Just got my little ice soup at the end that I think are all pretty undervalued. Yeah, Electros, great move pool, can be AV like it was last week, where, yeah, if I had got better hazard removal, it probably would have stayed alive a lot longer. It's got great coverage as well if you want to break down balance cores, that kind of thing. So, yeah, really good. Then Duosion, Necklace got taken. I did want that initially in this draft, and yeah, wanted another fighting resist. I wanted something that could absorb status because it gets magic guard. Yeah, it's probably not going to come that often, but I feel like, again, another sort of Pokemon that can be quite good against balance cores because, you know, it doesn't mind coming in on like a weak Scald or a Toxic or anything, and can calm mind or just hit off strong psychics in the right matchup. So I think it will come at some points this season. Yeah, so Phantos. So I don't think Phantos has played for a couple seasons. We might have just been in the wrong pool, different pools. We played, I remember like my first season here, maybe first or second, we played, and he absolutely schooled me with this like toxic team just wearing me down. So yeah, hopefully I can do a bit better this time. His team is pretty interesting. It's got some good synergy, some not so good. So like Melmetal with Feeny support is good and bad. So it's good because, you know, you can't burn Melmetal with terrain up, but also in draft, just from previous seasons where I've played them, generally like sub-toxic Melmetal sets work a bit better because obviously you're going to have some strong, some physically bulky, steel-resistant Rocky Helmeter, which you need to have versus Melmetal, so it can capitalize on that with sub-toxic sets. But yeah, obviously with Misty Terrain up, you can't toxic things, so hopefully that sort of reduces the chance of a set like that coming. Yeah, Garchomp, another strong physical attacker. Feeny Petron is kind of weird because, again, Misty Terrain is, you know, stopping status is happening, but Petron, it's like the whole game is on status. So yeah, see what he does with that. I'm sure I'll make it work. But yeah, on the face of it, doesn't look like those two together work that well. Ogerpon that can hold an item is pretty nice, good coverage. Incineroar, non-VGC Incineroar is still pretty useful. Yeah, hit on top, rapid spin, Killer Wattrel is pretty good. It's like nice and fast. Got Trick Room or Webs as an option in Orbeetle. Mega or Bomber Snow for 2 points isn't bad. And then, yeah, Stonjourner just to round it out. So, yeah, he's got a pretty good team. It's very physical, heavy, and he hasn't got great speed in terms of Killer Wattrel's quick, but it's not like a very good Pokemon that's quick, basically. And then, yeah, Ogerpon's his next quickest. So, yeah, it should be interesting. No, his only ground resistance is Ogerpon and Mega Bomber Snow. And then obviously Killer Wattrel, but that gets hit by Rock Slide or something like that. So I feel like I've got a decent matchup. So I've done enough waffling on. Let's go through my team. So I should probably start with my wing cons. So I'll just move them about. So first one is Scarf Zoroark. So let me just, through the magic of the laptop, get these things next to each other. Right. So Zoroark. So Choice Scarf Zoroark. I probably should have brought something like this last week. So I thought just be simple. Choice Scarf, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Flamethrower, U-Turn. I may change Sludge Bomb for Icy Wind, which I think it gets. Yeah, it does. I think I will do that. Yeah, so Shadow Ball, his only Ghost Resist is Incineroar, so there's no normal type. So yeah, I can get things chipped down. It's quick as Ogerpon, so yeah, it may come down to a speed tie if Ogerpon's scarfed as well. But I'm not even sure Ogerpon will come. I've done a couple of scrims and no one's brought it yet. So yeah, hopefully this is an option just to sweep things up at the end. Obviously, I got to whittle down Incineroar. Pursuiting Hitmontop could be an issue. So if Hitmontop comes, I need to play a bit more safely with it. Probably just U-turn it out until Hitmontop is dead. Then yeah, I Flamethrower for Melmetal, Icy Wind. I think hopefully a bit of a surprise and can take down like I'm quicker than if Garchomp gets a +1 speed in Scale Shot. Icy Wind, I can't imagine it kills, but it'll be a good chunk of damage and will keep it slow as well. So yeah, I think I prefer that to Sludge Wave because I have a couple of other Tapu Fini answers. My other sort of semi-win-con / Melmetal wall is Uncle Univer, the Electros. So last week it was AV trying to stop Dial's special attackers. This week I'm Max Fizzbulk, Rocky Helmet, Coil, Rest, Thunder Punch, Dragon Tail. So kind of cooking with this set. So Electric Dragon hits everything on his team, and I wanted something to hit Garchomp. Also the Coil improving accuracy is nice for Dragon Tail. I've gone, yeah, basically just max physical defense, a little bit of speed in case Melmetal wants to try and speed creep me. But this is basically my answer to hopefully anything Melmetal can do, because obviously the standard like banded sets which this can come in on, and boxing glove, punch glove sets, whatever it's called. But also like acid armor body press could be a set he wants to bring. And I did originally have Chesto, but shout out to Mayo, so she helped me pick, well, she just suggested Rocky Helmet basically, because I don't really need to wake up, given if it gets to the situation where he's body pressed up to acid armored up to +6 defense, and I've coiled up to +6 attack, +6 defense, then yeah, my Thunder Punches are not going to be breaking any subs. They're probably going to be doing less than Rocky Helmet's doing, so it's fine really for me to just stay asleep and give the helmet damage back. So yeah, I think this should go pretty well, especially given how physically biased his team is. If I can get rid of Pecharunt, this could potentially be a win con as well. To help enable that, I've got Clear Amulet, Holy Moly, the Excadrill. So this is a Pecharunt answer. I've got Sand Rush instead of Mold Breaker, so I don't have Sand on this team, but if I want to disguise Zoroark as Excadrill, this should hopefully help with the mind games, because obviously Mold Breaker shows on entry, and if he doesn't see that, he might think it's the Zoroark when it is just the Excadrill, because I don't really need Mold Breaker in this game. Yeah, no Levitators, no like Magic Bounce Pokemon I want to set up rocks or anything. So I've got Earthquake, Brick Break, Stealth Rock, and Rapid Spin. So yeah, rocks will help, just chip him down. I wanted to get Rapid Spin because he's got his own hazards. He's got spikes and rocks, and does he have toxic spikes? No, Sticky Web as well. So yeah, needs some hazard removal. Earthquake because yeah, only 2 ground resists and 1 ground immunity. And then I've put Brick Break, a bit of a late addition. I did have Rock Slide for Kilowattrel, but I was just a bit worried about him bringing a Bomber Snow. So he brought a really cool set last week. He narrowly lost last week, but he brought this like Sword Stance, Ice Shard, Leech Seed, Protect, which yeah, I don't really have a switch into Mega Bomber Snow, to be honest. If it's special, Cryogonal does alright, but if it's physical, it's not. So yeah, I've got Brick Break for if it wants to set up Aurora Veil, basically, because I was getting a bit worried about, like a subbing SD and Garchomp behind Aurora Veil or something like that. And yeah, Rock Slide hits Kilowattrel, but I don't think I'm that worried about not being able to do that. Electros does pretty well against it. I've got faster things than it. And yeah, if it does have roost, I'm either giving it damage it's not going to recover from, or if it's got roost, I can always try an earthquake on a roost if it comes down to that. But yeah, I was more worried about Aurora Veil than Kilowattrel. Then my EV is kind of weird, so I've got enough speed to outspeed max speed Incineroar, and then also outspeed an Ogerpon at +1. Again, not massively worried about outspeeding Kilowattrel at +1 because I wall its stabs pretty naturally. Got enough bulk, so got 60 defense EVs. So again, Mayo helped me think of this. So she, in our mock, in our scrim, she bought Foul Play, Sugarberry Petron, which is pretty good. So I didn't realize Petron got Foul Play and it can 2-hit KO me. So this attack and this defense is still enough attack that I should be 2-hit KOing. Obviously non-Sugarberry Petron with Earthquake, but then also enough defense that Foul Play shouldn't be a 2-hit KO on me. And hopefully he just won't bring that. But other than that, yeah, Clear Amulet to block its parting shots. I'm Steel type, so I can't be poisoned by Malignant Chain. And then just the rest into special defense to help me take any Shadow Balls or Hexes, that sort of thing. So yeah, I'm hoping Excadrill can be a nice sort of utility Pokemon in this, but also it's got the damage output and a nice tight matchup here to just fire off an Earthquake when I need to as well. Next up we have the Passive Fish, so another Rocky Helmet Pokemon. We have Alamomola, Rocky Helmet Regenerator, Wish Protect, Flip Turn, Ice Beam, so pretty standard here. EV's slightly different to normal, so I've got max defense, most HP, and then the special attack I wanted to make sure that Ice Beam broke a offensive Garchomp subset through Aurora Veil, so those 96 special attack EVs help in that, and then taking away from the HP doesn't change defensive calcs too much. So Alamomola should be pretty standard. Do Alamomola things in my scrims. It's just been coming in and clicking Flip Turn basically. It's another kind of Melmetal set, but if it is that Iron Defense Body Press set, it's not an answer to that. Not Iron Defense, Acid Armor. And but yeah, in a pinch, I think even like +6 body press from Melmetal does like 60% to this, so I can still get some extra helmet damage on it if I need to. And yeah, Flip Turn Momentum, Ice Beam for Garchomp. This is more of my Garchomp answer than Melmetal. Next we have Stormblessed, Tornadus Therian. Did pretty well last week with that offensive set. Gone slightly less offensive this week, but still with good coverage options. So I've got Heavy Duty Boots, Regenerator, Icy Wind. So again, that will hopefully be a surprise on Garchomp or Kilowattrel. U-Turn for Momentum, Bleak Windstorm. Hopefully it's going to hit every time this week. Heat Wave as well. So I could see Kilowattrel coming because one of its abilities is Wind Power, which is like, yeah, most of these moves are a wind move that I think it gives. I can't remember exactly how it works, but I think it gives Kilowattrel like a electric charge boost. But yeah, if it comes in on Bleak Windstorm and I get a speed drop, then I think Icy Wind should kill next turn. Or if I get the prediction right, then yeah, I think Icy Wind is a good option. Same against Garchomp as well. If it just wants to set up a scale shot on me, I can just keep it slow. So the EVs are to outspeed Ogerpon, then enough HP so that Rock Tomb from Ogerpon doesn't 2-hit KO, and then just the rest in special attack. So yeah, still got a fair amount in special attack, so it should be doing some decent damage. Then finally we've got Broflake, the Cryogonal. So Heavy Duty Boots, Levitate. My moves, I've got Freeze, Dry, Knock Off, Recover, and Haze. So this is my dedicated Tapu Fini answer if it wants to start setting up Calm Minds, which yeah, could definitely be a set he wants to bring because it like wrecks through the rest of my team, like it kills my regenerator core. So yeah, haze to stop any calm minds. Cryogonal's naturally especially bulky, so I don't need much investment to not get too echoed by a Moonblast or Surf. Freeze Dry to hit it super effectively. Knockoff is pretty crucial in this one. It's worked in my scrims, and I'm hoping that it's not very well known that Cryogonal gets knockoff, and I'm hoping I can catch Melmetal with it quite early on and knock off any lefties or punching glove or choice band or whatever, which means it's going to be taking Rocky helmet damage and not getting that recovery from leftovers as well if it's like a subset. So I'm hoping I can pull that off in the game as well. The EVs, enough speed to outspeed Garchomp, enough special attack to Oko max HP Garchomp. Obviously it could be Yachi Berry or something, but yeah, that's the special attack EVs, and then enough, and then just the rest in health. So hopefully add a little bit more special bulk if I need to take on like Kilowattrel or Feeny. Yeah, those are about the only special attacking Pokemon. Petrarunt as well, Mega Bomber Snow if it's not got a physical move. So yeah, I'm feeling fairly confident for this one, I think. Better than I was for last week. So scrims have gone well. I've got definitely got my wing cons set out. Yeah, hoping that knockoff on Melmetal should be able to get that going. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Got a nice bit of heat with the Electros set, so I should be playing Phantos in a couple of hours, so I will be back for the battle. And yeah, thanks Dial and Mayo for the scrims this week. See ya!